Hello and welcome back to my Satisfactory Let's Play. On this episode, we are gonna go smash out the aeronautical engineering. You can see up in the upper right hand side, I already have the pieces in place. So we're gonna go ahead and knock that one out. We're gonna go over the power plant 2, show you what I've completed since the last episode. And then we gotta look at some resources and stuff. And as soon as we get over the power plant, what we've been working on, it'll become very obvious why I need to look at some resources. So let's go ahead and do this unlock and then set up for our next unlock. So let's go ahead and push that magical red button.
Milestone reached. Aerial transport of resources is now possible with the use of drones, ideal for shipping across long distances or difficult terrain. Ensure the presence of batteries at drone ports for optimal results. A new project part enables progress to the next phase.
Alright, so that completes all of tier 7. So let's look at tier 8. This is gonna be fun. Let's see here. So what does this give us? Fuse modular. It just takes that. You know what? Let's go ahead and select this one because that gives us the water well, right? Pod will return in 15. So yeah, let's do that. All right. Let's go ahead and travel on over to the power plant area. So hold on. Here we go. Alrighty, coming up on the power plant 2. You can see I put down quite a few of those fuel generators. By quite a few, there's over 50 there. I very much underestimated how much fuel I was producing, and yeah, to top off, and I'm only using 1/4 of one side of the crude oil nodes, and I'll show you. It's yeah. Understatement of the year. All right. So let me just snake my way around these vehicles here. And by a quarter, if you guys remember from the last episode, I have quite a few, but let's just go down here. I'll show you. So nothing down here has changed. And you can remember that I've got three of these to each one. There is 12 altogether of these blenders, and they're doing 600 for each grouping of 3. So 6, 12, 18, and 2400. I only have one section going right now. These here are not going at all. I did put down a fluid buffer here for my water because I was having some issues, and I found out that this is probably the best way to make sure that all my stuff is getting its water. And all my pipes are full. All my stuff is moving except for that one. I don't know what it's doing, but anyway. And then yep, so drain it out and then it'll kick it back up. So yeah, I don't know exactly what's going on with that one, but anyway, so that's 2400 fuel. So let's go up here, and as you can see, all of these generators are going, and these are using 12. So 12 times 5 is 60. So 50 of these does 600. I have 50 fuel generators on this side. I started on the other side. We'll go walk around to the main entrance area here. I haven't done any more with this, but I have started my second leg, and then I ran out of supplies really quick. So you can see this goes as far as the eye can see there, and from here over, and I even had to wrap it around to here and do a double. That there is 50. I started to do the next leg, and yeah, that's where I ran out of supplies, especially the heavy modular frames. I managed to cook up enough for another 9, but that's not even going to be close. So we need to look at the heavy modular frames, and I knew this was going to be an issue, and I was kind of putting it off. So yeah, that is on the list for today, because without it, we can't really go on putting in more other fuel generators down. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. But on the positive note, our energy is great. We're producing 1,200 or 12,000 megawatts of electricity. We're only using not even 10,000, so I've got about 2,000 to play with. So that means that we need to look at resources to finish off some fuel generation, and the things that we need for the fuel generators. Let's see, yeah, let's go out that way. I'm just taking those all the way out because I'm gonna have to expand this even further than what we have. So as you can see, we need motors, computers, heavy modular frames. Quick wire I'm not worried about, and really not worried about the rubber side of things either. So right now, what I'm doing to get the computers, the heavy modular frames, and the motors is over at that starter base where I have where I unlock on the hub. I have some storage boxes and some machines, and I'm putting stuff in there and letting them manufacture it and spitting it out the other end. We need to automate that. So let's just look at whoops, help if I can spell, heavy modular frames. And there's a few recipes here. Ultimately, this one would be nice, but this takes so many screws. And I don't think that's a bad thing, and it takes rubber. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing, because I could always set up some rubber manufacturing to send it over. Screws, again, not so bad. Other than, you know, it's gonna take some of our iron. So this one's not so bad either. We can definitely get that one figured out. So we need to look at back at the starter base. I have factory set up for heavy modular frames. It's the tall one that's, yeah. Anyway, it looks like this one here with the screws is by far, again, the better one. Now, I can't remember if that's what I set up over there or not. But we could definitely utilize that building to tie into manufacturing some heavy modular frames. Back at the start, I also have it set up for the steel. So let's travel back over there and show you what I mean. So over at the modular frame building, I have 4 normal nodes doing the iron. 2 there, and then if you guys remember from my earlier, this is that big cube, and it has 3 storage boxes that I use, and it kicks out this. This was before I was making signs and showing me what all each one of them was producing. I'm outputting 4 nodes of 120 iron. So I need to double check. We need to make sure this is the most efficient recipe that we have. So let's just look here at the heavy modular frames and opening the codex, and we want to say this does 3 per minute, produces this. I've unlocked all these recipes now, and now trying to figure out what is the best recipe for reinforced iron plates. I think this is the one we want. It uses the same amount, but it kicks out more here. Let's see. In the codex. 5, that's 15. So this is still just using the iron plates and screws, 50 screws to produce 3 plates. Alright, so let's see if that's the one that we have up top. Alright. I think it's actually this floor. I don't remember. This is our logistics floor, and this is sorting out all the iron. So we could always overclock our nodes, but we are doing what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, and looks like 16. 16 times 30 is what, 480? Is that right? We're using, that's 120 there, 120, 120, 120. So that matches up with what's down below. Okay. All right. So then let's go down. Yeah, this is in need of a cleanup anyway, so it'd be nice to get in here and just kind of deconstruct things and clean it up and make sure we're doing the more efficient. So this is turning iron rods into screws, but I think, isn't there a better recipe? Yeah, see, we can do the constructors to do, whoops, dang it, can't get it. Let's do screws. And this one here would be the better one to use, more efficient to use the most amount of screws. So we can skip the whole iron rod thing and go straight into screw production. Because I think these are going into rods. Those are going into plates. How many plates are we doing? All of these are doing plates, I believe. That's 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160. Right, 160. Yeah. So those are 160 plates. And nope. So let's see here. Reinforced, it's 5. I think this is the one we want. Right. And this one. So right now we are doing $120. So about 6 of those. For 1 or for 6. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right now we have 8. Okay. Yep, I think it's time for a redesign of this building here. And let's get more. Let's make sure this is kicking out the most amount. Because I think the only thing this thing does, the only thing it's set up to do, is modular frames. That is it. So, I think that we don't need yeah, see, we don't need rods for this one. So let's start by just kicking up all of our iron to produce and see what the max is here. So 300. I'm gonna have to upgrade all of our belting. Okay, 300. You know, I'm half tempted to turn that around anyway. So let's do this. Go away. Oops. Darn it. Hello, autosave. There we go. And let's turn it there. And at least this way, our building looks a little more symmetrical. Alright, so let me go and make some changes and then bring you back when I have these going up and upgrade all these belts to go up. So, yep. Hold on and we'll be right back. Okay, I got all the lifts upgraded. I got them all up here. They are upgraded with Mark 4s. Mark 4 lifts do 480. These do 480. So close same to 300. So now we need to take care of each one of these. I've always wanted to clean this up. Not exactly sure why I did this before, because right underneath here is a logistics floor. So we go here. This right here is a logistics floor, and so I had lift going into another lift to go up just one floor. Why I didn't just bring it in here, I don't know. So, let's get this place cleaned up. That means I need to do 10 of each one of these, right? Because these are just doing iron ingots, and I need to turn all 300 from each one. So that's 600 on this side, 600 on that side, into ingots. That's yes, 300, 300, 600 each side. I need 10 of these smelters. So what I'm thinking, since we have this, if I can get this to line up correctly, is we just start right here. And sure. That'll shorten our belts. And let's see how many of these we can get in there. And I think that is 3. 4. Oh shoot. What am I full of? Really all this. And let's take all that. Means this is what this is probably full of too. So we're just gonna delete it out. Alright. So I'm gonna get this floor set up, and then bring you back and show you what I got and get all this floor cleaned up. But we're just lining up 4 sets of 10 smelters. So I've gotten all of this hooked up. I've got the inputs and outputs. They're all running, hooked up to power. This bunch is coming together to do 600 in the center. So it's 300 there, 300 there, coming into 600 there, and then going down to my logistics floor. This is 300 here, and then there's 5 and 5 to do 300, and then they're coming on these lines. So I have what is this, 150, 150, 300, and a 600 going down. So let's go. I'm gonna have to work on that. My logistic floor is pretty bare, so that's okay. We will make sure we get it. So this is the 600, the 300, 150, 150. Now what we need to decide is what's going on, and for screws, and what's going down for plates. So that is the next piece. So let's go ahead and let me see if I can get this a little. All right. So let's go back to our heavy modular frame, and I can't remember which one we're working on. It doesn't matter. We're working on these. All right. Decided on this one. It's doing the 2. So we need open this one. And I think we decided on this one here. So let's see. Let's go to the screws, because that's really going to determine how many we put. So this is going to be putting out, or inputting 20 and outputting 50. Right? No. Yeah, 50 per minute. So this is in the constructor. Let's take a look here. And I think it's this one, right? So 12.5 iron ingots to 50. Let me do some math, because this has got me all kinds of confused, so hold on. Okay, so this is where we're at. I'm just making the final connection, and get that going, and we'll go over everything that I've done. I should be able to do this. Hopefully that's a little, should be fine. Put it right there, and then we'll go right into there. That'll work. And there we go. So nothing like changing the whole recipe to make it more beneficial on our resources. So let's start at the top. And as you can see, I've changed up the stairs. I really didn't like the other stairs. They kept falling off. I had to keep using my jetpack, and I was like, whatever. And for some of you, I'm probably gonna make sick right now, just flying around. All right, so this is our top. Remember, we have 1,200 iron ore coming in, 1,200 iron ore, 4 nodes, 300 overclocked. So on this floor, this is where all the ingots are made. So we're turning it, since it's a 1-to-1, we're making 1,200 ingots. So 1,200 iron ore, 1,200 iron ingots. From there, it moves on down. I gotta do a railing or something through the logistics floor, and as you can see, these things are flying through. So we're rocking and rolling. All right, let's continue on down. One more floor where all the magic is happening here. All right, so iron ore or iron ingots are coming from this floor down here, and they're being distributed between 20 constructors, and they're doing iron plates. All right, and to be specific, they're doing 400 iron plates. The rest of these constructors, I had to like expand my building out, because we got 48 constructors here doing 50 screws per minute. Okay, so lots of screws being produced. Total screws is 2,400 screws being produced, and should start seeing a move. I don't know why are these not moving, because they're full. Okay, where is the backup? Good thing looking at this. All right, so it's on this one. So we'll have to go down and take a look, because it's not moving. Why are these not moving? Should be 12 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 times 50 is 600. Those are Mark 5s doing 780. So is there a... something slow somewhere. Yeah, they're slow moving out of there. And now they're flying. These are flying. Wonder if it's slow because of these coming in. But to be fair, we just hooked up the rest of it, so I'll keep an eye on it and watch it. But yep, there is row 12, row 12, row 12, row 12. So this side's pretty clear. This one's been moving. So anyway, that's 2,400 screws and autosave. There we go. All right, let's move on down the next level via logistics. So there isn't a lot going on, just screws moving. And then they're going into these down here. And those are all, see, they're all moving. So, I figure out why it's not. Mark 5, Mark 5, Mark 5s. One Mark 5, Mark 5. 5s. Yep, not sure because they're all Mark 5s. Anyway, so logistics, they're going down to storage units there. So for every, what is it, 600 I got coming in, they're going down into its own set of double storage containers. So each one of those is doing 600 except for the plates, and they're doing 200 a piece. Okay, let's go on down. I can get rid of this wall. This wall. I'll probably get rid of this stuff. Lower it down or something. A lot of cleanup to do. And in here, which is where I just hooked up all the stuff. That one's gonna take a while. It's all full. So I have 4 storage units handling all of the modular frames. Here's those storage containers I was talking about. Now they're moving. I'll give it a second and see. Anyway, I've got them divided out, so some of the storage units are going into here, and they're doing 15 per minute for a total of 90. I have 6 of these, so they're doing 90 reinforced iron plates a minute. Those 90 are going into these 7 modular frames, and they're doing 35 per minute. So we should be really kicking out the modular frames now. There they go. Now I could put slower belts in here, but you know, for me this keeps the bottleneck out, and then it'll just keep pumping in there. And then I have of course the smart splitter, so any overflow will go into there. But yes, update to the modular frames. Now in the next episode we're going to go ahead and we're going to work on the steel side of it. So I'm going to have to do a few things beforehand, and that, if you guys remember, really needs to be updated and cleaned up. And that's this. Okay. So, we need the steel to come over so we can do the heavy modular frames. And we should be good to go on modular frames. Still got to clean up all this. So, eventually we'll get there. But anyway, that's where we're going to leave off for this episode. And we will work on that on the next episode. But first of all, let's see if I can go ahead and do another unlock before we call this quits. I'm trying to keep this episode a little shorter. My episode's been running an hour. So we need to get these done so I can have a nice steady supply of supplies for those refineries. So we also need to start looking into the batteries. So, and then I can get all this cleaned up at some point too. But yes, let's see if we can go ahead and load some stuff in here. And we'll need more of that. And what else are we gonna need? Some radio control units. Those are, I think they're all the way back over here. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Alright, we need just 50, so. Whoops, too many. Hit the wrong button. Okay, and we need more wire. So, let's go ahead and drop this off. And that'll do our advanced aluminum production. So you guys get a 2-for today. 2 for 1. It's gonna maybe take a little bit here. My inventory's full. And one more. Well, I don't know what that did, but dang it. Dang it, dang it. Wrong one. Okay. Sort that. Hit that.
Milestone reached. The object scanner can now find underground wells which can be pressurized to extract resources such as nitrogen, water, and oil. Nitrogen will contribute to more advanced aluminum parts.
Alrighty, Ada. Thanks very much. And let's go ahead and pick our next milestone. So we won't be able to do that one yet. So that'll be fun. But we can go ahead and select this one, and this is gonna be nuclear power. That'll be fun. Alright. I did want to check. We unlocked this one, so that gave us the pressurizer for the well, the cooling system, heat sink, fuse modular frames. But what did we unlock last time? Sulfuric acid, battery, supercomputer, assembly directory. Because we need to start getting those going too. But we need 4,000 of those. Drones and batteries. So just curious, what do we need for a battery? Dang it. Hey. Sulfuric acid, alumina solution, aluminum casing. And that's going to give us some water. and a battery. This is all in the blender. Just curious, over at our aluminum production, do we have to normal? We might be able to tack that, get us sulfuric acid. What is sulfuric acid? Just sulfur and water in the refinery. Okay. We might get some batteries going then. Alrighty, so that's where we're gonna leave this episode. Next episode, gonna revamp the iron production area that I have over here just for the modular frames. It's over there, so we can start piping some of this over, or vice versa. Probably be easier to move that over, probably on a truck or something. I don't see doing a belt, but you never know. But we need to get the heavy modular frames because I am over all of this mess, and this is how I've been doing it. So I've been setting up and pouring these in there, and 2 of them's already empty. So one of those is modular frames. Yay. Alright, let's get one more. Alrighty. I will see you guys on the next one, and as always, thank you for stopping by my channel, and appreciate you guys taking a gander at how I do things. If you guys got any hints or tips for me, please leave those in the comments below. I do read my comments, even though I haven't gotten very many, so not complaining about that either. Kind of sad, but not really complaining. But yeah, as always, remember, stay creative. Thank you. Bye.